Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Isle of Man in the UK. This is John and Mike's MMA Corner.
Okay, Jacob, you've joined us now, and you are going to be taking on at Shamrock FC one Jordan Hernandez. And it's not very far off now. I assume you must have been punching the punch bag and the pads a lot harder over the Christmas period, knowing that you couldn't have that extra mince pie because of him.
Not really. I train year round, you know what I mean? Like, that's something that martial arts is a real hobby of mine, you know. I like to fight to just kind of like, to make a little extra money and just to express myself, you know. I enjoy the competition side of things, and I've known about him for about a month or so, and I've had training partners fight him before, so, you know, I kind of know about him. And I have a certain game plan about what I'm going to do.
Okay, so because you've had, like, say, training partners who've competed with him, does that really, you know, kind of maybe make you fall into an idea of what he's going to be doing the whole time? Because he could be off right now doing X, Y, or Z to, you know, he could have added something to his game. Do you just take note of some of the habits that he had maybe, and that's just about it?
Well, I imagine that he's evolved, you know. He seems to be like a tough guy that evolves, but, you know, so have I. You know, I have a lot of confidence in myself and the things that I plan on going out there and doing, you know. I no matter who's in the ring with me, you know, I really feel like that's going to be my attitude towards anything, you know. I'm very confident in my abilities to do what I can do. And
you said that, you know, martial arts is, you know, your life, so to speak. What's your background then? Have you come from a particular martial art or have you done a couple before you even hit the MMA scene?
No, sir. You know, I grew up, you know, kind of like in poverty. We never really could afford to do sports, and I always had a knack for like martial arts and stuff. But when I was about like 19 years old, I could start working for myself and made my own money. And I ran into a man, Rob Kimmons and Steve Crawford, some local fellers around here, and I've been training with those guys ever since, you know. And since then, it's opened up plenty of opportunities to do other things, you know. I love jiu-jitsu. I love jiu-jitsu and any type of ground fighting, you know, there is. And I'm a big boxing fan.
Do you compete in any jiu-jitsu competitions yourself? Just pure jiu-jitsu?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I do. I'm currently I'm a black belt underneath Steve Crawford in American Jiu-Jitsu, and I try to compete in as much competitions as I can. A lot of state tournaments around here, and that Midwest Submission Grappling Challenge, they come down and stuff. You know, I try to do other things besides Jiu-Jitsu as well. I like doing judo and takedown tournaments as well.
So you've been to a class or two then?
Say what? I'm sorry.
So you've been to a few classes then?
You've earned your black belt.
Yeah, your gi's looking a bit torn up on the knees.
Yeah. I compete in a lot of like takedown tournaments and judo and stuff like that, and it's definitely it can be, you know, it can be hard on you and stuff. You know,
yeah, judo certainly, yeah, especially if you get ip-on, it takes the wind right out. You say.
Well, I mean, to tell you, it jams my fingers more than anything you've ever. I get more jammed fingers from doing judo and stuff of that nature. It seems like everybody always grabs like the 2 digits and stuff like that, twist them and all that nature.
Yeah. I've been hip-on by some very high-level judokas in my time, and it just hurt. And they were about 105 kilos. One of them was, and he just threw me over like it was nothing and landed on me, and I would just lay there. I didn't want to move for about a week.
Yeah, you know, I have a lot of cousins who do a lot of Greco-Roman wrestling, and I tell you, height and size is not something I was ever blessed with out of the family compared to the other cousins. Well, they would clinch up with me, man. Say what? I'm sorry.
I was just saying, I kind of know how you feel on that one.
Oh, I mean to tell you, it's no good, man, you know, but at the same time, I have to say I'm a lot tougher than they are now, you know. They made me tough. Those are my first sparring partners, my cousins and my brothers, you know.
And yeah, like you say, you took on martial arts. Kimmins, well, you know, UFC vet. He's a great head, you know, for the sport. He's got great knowledge to pass on. You know, you're under a really smart guy there, really, who's done it. He's made the mistakes. you must enjoy really learning from him as well.
Rob Kimmons, actually, I have a unique relationship with that man. We're from the same neighborhood, and my wife is from the same neighborhood. So I remember coming up and watching him, do his thing, and it was really Rob Kimmons showed a lot of us around here that we can actually do something with our lives. And that's something that I'll always take from him. And same with Steve Crawford. Steve Crawford is someone that I do not want to leave out. I spend a lot of my time with Mr. Crawford, and I truly believe that I am the person that I am in the martial art world because of him.
Because of his well, I was going to say, you must spend a lot of time with him, obviously training to get the black belt under him. You must have quite a close connection with each other to get the belt. You have to put the hours in, so I imagine you must get on really well with him.
Yes, sir, we do. It's just as time goes on, and and you just develop a friendship with people, and and I think it was a mixture of my love and him just teaching me all the time. I showed up twice a day for 7 years straight.
That's some commitment there. That's bloody hell. Well done, sir.
Yes, sir. I have a hard work ethic. I really do. I work really hard, and I dedicate my life to martial arts. I always told my wife that I'm cheating on her with martial arts.
That's not. I'd say you're the only man who can admit to his wife that you've been cheating and get away with it.
Thing is, the wife can still beat you more than martial arts can.
Well, she smacks me around here and there, I tell you that. But she's good for me too.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. Now, training obviously for this fight, like you say, you're always training all year round. This fight is the first fight of 2016 for you. What are you looking to do for this year then? You've got this fight coming up. Have you got any goals set? Have you got any ideas of where you're looking to end 2016?
Yes, sir. I'm hoping to really either be the #1 contender for the Shamrock title, or if not, the champ himself. And two is just, I want to get back in the winning ways. I had a hard year last year in the combative scene. I also do professional boxing as well, and I boxed a lot, and I didn't win any of my matches this year, and it was just a hard year for me, or last year. So this year, 2016, I'm hoping to really to get back in the winning streak and just get back in the title picture and do those type of things.
Well, I would say scrub last year and use that as a form of hunger for this year.
I would, but then again, is there anything in particular you can put it down to why you maybe feel that you just weren't quite getting what you needed, weren't quite getting the W's? Do you think you've realised what it is? Did you sit down and talk about it? Was there anything in particular that that stood out?
Well, yeah, I had a rough year this year, or last year. My mother passed away, and it was really hard on me. Just the things that happened and stuff like that, and so I just put I was the only one to pay for the funeral, so I did a lot of working, and I had to take a couple of unnecessary fights to just help my that whole situation, and luckily my job helped out. My job helped me a lot too, so but that's kind of what it is, and it's just I know that the real test of a true warrior is to get knocked down 8 times but get up 9.
Yeah. It is.
And,
well, that's the thing. It seems like last year your mind was somewhere else while having to compete, but at the same time you were competing for the reason why your mind was somewhere else.
Yeah, it's just that those are the negative reasons to compete. I truly believe that you should compete because it's something that you love to do.
Yeah.
Money shouldn't necessarily be an issue because it makes things too complicated. You know what I mean? And it's just I know it sounds stupid. I know it does, and a lot of people disagree with me when I say that. But I guess that's the difference between a prize fighter and a martial artist. No,
you really should not be. If you're in the sport for money, you shouldn't be in the sport. I know that the best one to point out is Conor McGregor talks about the money all the time, but he is the MMA version, and you got Mayweather who talks about the money as well, Money Mayweather, and I think it should be all about the martial art itself. It is about
that's why they got into it at the very, very beginning.
If you're the best at that martial art, you've done it without talking about the money. That's shown that you're the best at that. You shouldn't have to sit there and go, well, I made X amount shouldn't care about that. You don't see best one to use is Anderson Silva. You know, I don't really hear Anderson Silva whinge. He never used to whinge about how much he was getting paid. He never would boast about how much he get paid. He would go, he would fight, compete, leave, go home to his family, spend time with his family, and that was all he did.
And I must admit, you never saw him standing in a bunch of clothing and thought to yourself, I couldn't afford to dress like that.
Well, he wasn't like, he wasn't,
you know what I mean? He
flaunting
wasn't
anything,
flashy or.
but but everyone knows he got paid a fortune. So it was he was a great example.
He was flashy when he came out in his Bruce Lee tracky, but
no, but yeah,
you know what I mean. He's not being cocky, flashy with the cash,
and that's how I think fighters should be. Even George St. Pierre, to an extent,
Yeah.
He's a good example.
Yeah, those are some great examples. You know, I've always truly believed that fighting was it's a form of expression. You know what I mean? And I actually heard Bruce Lee talk about that in that the whole "Flow Like Water" speech that he did. You know, back in the day. He was talking about how it's a form of expression. You know, and there's times I feel like I get misunderstood because of some of my antics in the cage and this and that. But I fight how I feel. I truly do. I act how I feel at that precise moment, and I just express myself. And I feel like that the cage is the one place that I should be able to go out there and get it out and let it out. Because in real life, I'm a hard-working man that I work 40, 50 hours a week, and I train on top of that, and take care of my family. You know.
And that sounds spot on. It sounds like you've got a very good head on your shoulders. And look, 2016 is upon us. 2016 is there for you to take with both hands and get what you want. And it starts with Jordan Hernandez at the Shamrock FC card coming up shortly. So look, before we let you go, have you got any sponsors out there? Have you got, first let's use your social network and stuff. Have you got any Facebooks, Twitters or anything like that people can jump onto?
Not necessarily. Just you can Kayla Andrews / Akin or whatever, however she does it. I'm not too fancy with all that stuff. I spend a lot of my time in the dojo. But I tell you who the people I would like to give a lot of special thanks to is Steve Crawford from American Jiu-Jitsu and Jason High and LC Davis from HD MMA and everybody who's helped me out along the way. And to my wife, and I reckon that's it.
No, sounds like some solid names and people out there you've got around you. So I'll tell you what, 2016 could be a very big year for you, sir. I want to say thank you for coming on. Have a great time at Shamrock. Enjoy every moment. Absorb the experience and go out there and express yourself how you want to.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.